And so when you see me on the golf course, why am I better at a British Open? Why am I better at a major? That's it.
Yeah, you've been through it.
It's the kid that got kicked in the face, you know, like literally.
Wow.
You know, just got told no, you got kicked down, and you had to learn how to pick yourself back up and keep going.
I got to meet Stacy at Wilshire Country Club at an LPGA event back in April, and that was my first time meeting her. And I was very cautious. I didn't want to, I mean, she was playing a tournament, so we didn't want to disturb her or anything. And it was one of the coolest experiences ever. I mean, Lauren and I got to literally just walk with her for, 9 holes? And she just answered any question I threw at her. One of the nicest, coolest people I've ever met, especially when you think when you meet someone at that level of athletic performance or just fame, they're gonna be a little bit I don't know, just careful. And Stacy is so not like that. She's just so laid back and just really fun to hang out with. So I'm excited. I have a lot of questions for her about picking her brain about travel and scheduling and keeping your body in the right, just everything. I feel like there's so much stuff that I don't know yet.
Yeah.
She could tell me.
What kind of how she practice, how she everything around her performance, right?
Yeah,
What'd
I
she
mean,
do?
nobody probably has a better. Stacy, I know, has had a lot of issues with her back and her body and stuff, so I don't think there's anyone better for me to talk to than her. She spends so much time preparing, and her work ethic is crazy, so I think she's the perfect person for me to be asking. Do it.
Stacy, I'm Frederick. I met you in LA behind the camera. Yeah, good to see you again.
Stacy, how are you? Good to see you. How is everything? Good?
Picked a good day, didn't we? I heard it's been raining.
It's not
right?
been good, right?
Tomorrow?
So I'll tell you a crazy story with my back. So in that time between having surgery and when I found out and having surgery, my back doctor won a holiday raffle, at his Christmas party for a golf lesson. And it happened, he's in Houston, but it happened to be up near the Woodlands. And so he went and got his lesson. And after the lesson, he calls my mom and is like, why didn't you tell me Stacy was such a good golfer? And my mom was like, what are you talking about? Whatever. And he's like, well, we need to do her surgery differently so she has more rotation when she comes back.
He didn't know?
He knew I played, but I don't think he knew to what extent.
Oh my gosh.
And
he found out just before?
it just,
That
so
stresses me
normal
out.
surgery, they do the whole back, neck down to your tailbone basically. And so mine, they just did a small section of it. The surgery was more complicated. The recovery was a little bit harder. I had to wear a brace again for 3 months. But I was able, instead of my whole back being fused, now only a small section is. So
that could have changed your entire swing too.
holiday raffle.
Yeah, what the
Isn't that
heck?
crazy?
How crazy. See that? That's a flex.
Oh, that is.
Do you ever feel like you had trouble not listening to some people?
Yeah. I'm very stubborn. I think my husband, my parents would tell you that. But yeah, I don't know. When I got to be the best in the world, I was shy. I was uncomfortable doing interviews. And so I was like, well, I want to get better. So how can I get better doing that? And I guess, I don't know, that's just all.
You struggled with interviews?
Yeah.
That seems hard to believe.
I was as quiet as anybody could be. I remember sitting at the Solheim Cup in Ireland, which was my first one, watching Rosie Jones, our captain, do all the speeches and the interviews and all that. I'm like, man, I could never do that.
Look at you
and
now.
now here we are. Now it's like, that's the least of my worries with this whole process. I'm totally fine with all that stuff, so.
Yes.
Nice.
Pretty good there.
Yeah.
I need something that's gonna turn over a little bit. Because my miss is gonna be to the right. I like hitting a fade. Mm-hmm. So I just need a driver that's is going to straighten up that miss.
Okay.
My miss is a fade. With the irons, I like hitting fades.
You're straight.
Yeah.
You like them
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah. Well, I just think if the ball is moving right to left, when it lands, it's going to keep going.
Yes.
For me, I think it's harder to control how much of that
Okay.
is there. Where a fade, I feel like I can control a little bit more. I see a fade.
Yeah.
Like it's just a shot I've seen,
Yeah.
and I don't know why that is, but when I was a kid, I was super flat,
Okay.
like way down here, and a lot of it, come to find out, was because of my back.
Yeah.
And the way I was curved was that club was way down here, and as a kid, I mean, sling and hook. I'd hook it with the best of them. So then they straightened my back out. All of a sudden now my hands are high. And so that was the biggest challenge coming out of surgery, was my hands got a lot higher.
And now you can turn.
Exactly. So in turn, I started hitting a fade,
Interesting.
which, I mean, if I was that kid still hitting that hook, there's no way I had the success that I do.
Yeah.
Once I started seeing the benefits of it, I could hit it higher.
Yes.
I could control the height better. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I felt like I was doing anything different. I was just up there
How
swinging
crazy.
it the way
It
I
just
always
changed
swing it.
your whole body.
It just changed the plane of where the golf club went.
That was in high school?
Between high school and college.
So you missed a year, right, of college, and then you redshirted.
I redshirted my freshman year.
Were you at school that year that you didn't get to play?
Yes. So
Was that tough?
I graduated. I told my parents, I said I wanted to walk across the stage at graduation. No back brace, no surgery. So we did that, and then like a month later went and had surgery. So I was about 3 months out of surgery when I went to school. Couldn't lift more than 5 pounds.
What?
It was great moving into my apartment.
You're like, everybody.
I was on the 3rd floor of this dorm, and my parents had to carry everything
Oh
up.
my gosh.
There was no elevator, no
Wow.
nothing. They were really happy with me. They were like, "We're leaving," you know,
Yeah,
when
bye.
that last box went down. But yeah, like I that first semester I couldn't do anything basically. They let me kind of start doing a little bit of chipping and putting, but even then, like to get the ball out of the hole, I had to go that way. I couldn't.
Could you even,
couldn't
like,
bend.
for putting, how long can you even stay? in
That
putting?
was the hardest thing is,
Yeah.
you know, your muscles in my back have worked one way for 18 years of my life.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden in 5 hours, they went and moved everything around.
Yeah.
You know, so my muscles had to relearn just how to hold myself up.
Yeah.
I mean, sitting in class for an hour was hard.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody asked, what was your rehab? It was just life.
Yeah.
You know, just doing
Trying to
daily
exist.
things, trying to find a bed that was somewhat comfortable.
Wow.
Like,
Was it just discovered like later, or had you noticed signs of it? I mean,
yeah, I mean, so at 11 they found it, scoliosis, and I wore a back brace. Usually kids wear it for 2 to 3 years. I wore mine for 6.5.
Oh my gosh.
And it was more, you wear it till you're done growing. So
Okay.
in theory, they hold you straight with this brace. So as you grow, you straighten out. And so I didn't finish, I'm not big now, but I didn't finish growing until basically my senior year of high school.
Wow.
So we got rid of the brace, and then 3 months later go back for a checkup, and my curve had gotten significantly worse. So it was just basically all that we had done for 6.5 years didn't work. I mean, you literally go from, I mean, I thought my golf was done. When my doctor said you're having surgery, like I thought golf was done. I mean, I redshirted that first year, and then I won that, you know, 1 year later. Like, I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's just, you think of everything I went through in that bracing time. We'd go to the doctor every 2 or 3 months, or 3 or 4 months, thinking, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
You know, this is the last one. They do an x-ray your growth plate, like you're done, you know, you're not gonna have to wear it. And that went on for 4 years.
Just getting your hopes up every time and then being.
And so when you see me on the golf course, why am I better at a British Open? Why am I better at a major? That's it.
Yeah.
You've been through
Yeah, you've been through it.
It's the kid that got kicked in the face, you know, like literally.
Wow.
You know, just got told no, you got kicked down, and you had to learn how to pick yourself back up and keep going. You know, there wasn't this, you know, my mom was never a poor me. We're not gonna feel sad for you. Like, we're just gonna do what the doctor says, and we're gonna keep going. I thought golf was done.
Yeah.
Like, my scholarship's gone, like I'm never gonna play golf again. And now I get to go practice every day. like, I don't have to go work out with my team. I don't have to go to practice. I get to.
Yeah.
Like, I was so excited just
and you've
to.
been left out for your whole first
Yeah,
year.
just to be able to practice. Like, I mean, that's what came back after the surgery. I was at the golf course all the time because I was excited to be able to do it again. Because I couldn't do it for a long time, so my short game got really good.
Yes.
Because that's all I could do without, that was the least amount of pain. So those first couple of years, I just did a ton of short game, and then I got stronger as just playing more, got stronger, and then the golf swing gets fixed by surgery, and it was kind of like things just started coming together.
Going your way.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And you took advantage of it.
I did.
Cool.
I'd say those first couple years of school, short game got a lot better, started to get stronger, golf swing got better. You hit the end of my senior year, then you're off and running.
Oh,
you got some great experiences,
everything
and
you
you're
need.
yeah. When I came back from my surgery, I went and got fit for new clubs and went to this place and tried everything they had. And I picked out Mizuno's in that fitting.
Oh, that
and
was
so
your first ones.
I've been with them ever since.
How cool.
They were some form of the JPX.
Yeah.
I don't remember the number,
And now
but
you're in JPX
they're
still.
all in my attic somewhere.
Cool.
You could probably pull them out.
See if they still work, if
Yeah.
they still have some magic.
They probably do.
Wow.
A little low, but probably low
How's
at
the
launch.
spin?
Yeah, low spin, 19.
So you're like the smallest person I've ever met, and you still have these massive grips on here. I thought you'd have little junior grips or something. Is this what you have on
I've
here?
actually, this year I switched to
You still-
60s.
Dang.
I did switch this year to say, yeah, I didn't. It's okay.
Wow.
No,
I
my,
interrupt you here. You realize that you're just as big as she is.
Look,
yeah.
No,
She might
you're
even
not.
be taller.
I'm a little bit,
She might be taller
but
than you.
I look at my grips. I have these little. I have
I
like
just switched to 60s this year,
the
but
most junior grips you've ever seen. Yours might be twice the size.
yeah, those are pretty small. Yeah, it's more, again, my dad growing up had bigger grips on his clubs, and I think
Totally.
I grew up at a different time where we didn't have all this
Well,
stuff, and you
hand-me-downs,
were
yeah.
given a cut down club, and that's what you went and learned to play with. But yeah.
How funny. Okay, I'm about to tee off with Stacy Lewis, former world #1, and I'm going to pick her brain a little bit. I have just gotten status on the Epson Tour for next year, and Stacy knows a thing or two about tournament golf, so I've got a lot of stuff to ask her.
Tons of room, anywhere on the green grass right now.
Right out the gate.
It's on the green grass.
Work.
I was actually going to ask that
Just
question.
shaking in
If
my
she was
boots.
nervous standing there.
No, because Stacy's too nice. If you were a little bit mean, or maybe I didn't know you yet, I'd probably be more nervous.
That's
but
true.
How'd you guys get? Is it just because your husband's the coach and you
Yeah,
get
so
linked up?
he gets a membership out
So
here.
good.
That's the
Nobody
one
here.
perk of professional golf is I've got a lot of memberships at various
That's
places.
awesome. I mean, you can like call anywhere, right, and say, "Hi, can I come practice there?"
Yeah, for the most part, especially like in Houston and in this area, I definitely can. It's harder than you would think when you go places to find places to practice. I guess people just assume that, oh, you're a professional golfer, you can go wherever you want.
Yeah.
But
I think they think you can roll up like to Augusta, be like, "I'm here."
yeah, it doesn't quite work that way, right?
Weird. Don't do it.
Should be all right.
I think
Yep.
so.
Pretty good there?
Thanks.
Yep.
So when you switch clubs, do you do that often, or are you more of like you don't like to switch anything?
I only am gonna switch if it needs to be switched.
But what if you find
But
something that's
If
as
you find something
good?
that's better,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
you find, like I found, I want a 3-wood that runs more than carries.
So you can go for more par 5s than 2. Is that what you're doing with it, or do you hit off the tee?
That's what I've found is I use 3-wood more either off the tee
Okay.
or laying up or like trying to reach it where,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to carry it on no par 5, but I could maybe run it up there.
Yeah.
So, so it's more like, you know, finding it for what you need versus like, okay, this might be all the correct numbers and what everybody says it should be, but it doesn't fit with what I'm trying to do. My wedges right now, like I want to find a different shaft in them this off season because just as I've been playing, like they just have way too much spin on them.
Really?
And I don't think it's not a head thing. You know, with a wedge, it's not necessarily going to be a head thing. It's going to be more how the shaft kicks and things like that. So
Honestly, I feel like with, especially on LPGA girls that I've played with and the better women that I play with, they don't want, and men too, they want to be able to control the spin instead of having it zip back a crazy amount.
Correct, yeah.
Especially, I mean, these greens are so receptive. Like you just, that was
I mean, that
15 feet.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a full wedge.
Yeah.
Like that was a little one. That was trying
You don't
to
need that.
That was trying to get it to not spin is
Yeah.
what that was. So,
You want it out?
yeah, you can take it out.
Go.
I got 156.
Yeah, I'm getting,
See my old school laser.
playing 55.
All right, we're gonna have, this is hole number 2 here, par 3. Did you shoot it before?
155.
And it's celebrity shot time. Lauren, and we got everyone. They're gonna give it a go. See if we can
Everybody's
beat the
getting in.
pros. Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
You get laid out.
I get to go first.
What's your golden distance? Like what distance do you get and you're pumped?
I don't care.
It's like the shortest
I
distance
literally
possible.
no, I literally don't care. Like I feel like you have to be able to hit them all.
Yeah,
You got to hit them all. So there's going to be numbers that you're better at. You're going to like full numbers. Some days you're going to like half shots more.
Yeah.
Like so I feel like you have to be able to hit them all. Oh, too much cut.
Okay.
I think I should have hit 7, but
Okay.
ugh. So what kind of number is this for you?
So this is kind of an in-betweener for me.
Okay.
This could be an 8, but I'm gonna hit a 7 since
Okay.
it seems like maybe it's not gonna travel quite as far.
Okay.
I'm gonna go at that little, there's like a white thing next to that Christmas tree behind the green.
Okay.
That's where I'm looking.
Okay. Popular spot there,
Yeah.
right next to
Twins.
each other.
Winning. But
I
did
know
you
these
have a break?
people in this house over here on the right, so let's not hit theirs, okay?
Hit a rock and bounce.
Come
right.
He
on.
lost the Aggie
Come
golf
on.
ball. That's okay.
Oh,
it bounced.
Oh, no.
Back in.
No. It tried.
That's okay.
Little thin, little left.
What is it, like a pitching wedge for you or something?
9.
Little 9.
Small 9.
I feel like I got a shot here. 9. Don't bail out.
I think he's gonna get us
Flagged it.
there. That's really good, actually.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Whatever.
There's room there, Lauren. There's room there.
Lauren, there's about 15 feet there. You're gonna be just fine. Ripped.
Oh my gosh, be
Absolute
right.
go
Flushed it.
in the hole.
1.
Whatever.
Lauren!
Wow.
Oh my god. Who is she? Who is she?
Nice, nice.
I didn't expect that. Oh wow. That's
Lauren played college golf. She's good. You've played in your fair share of Solheim Cups. You're a great match play player, and now you're coming in as a captain.
Yeah.
How different is that going to be for you? Is it going to be weird seeing everybody playing and you're kind of observing?
Yeah, I mean, I got a little feel of it last year being an assistant. There's a lot more preparation as a captain.
Okay.
We've been working hard since basically January on trying to plan things, and I made a visit in August to check out the golf course and kind of where we'll be playing and hotel where you're staying.
You're doing
It's more-
everything.
Yes, it's more logistics, to be honest, than the golf itself. And that's what I realized last time was once once you set them out on the golf course, there's not a thing you
Can't
can
do
do.
anything.
You know, so if we can create a great environment where the girls are relaxed and they're having fun and as stress-free as possible, then I think the golf takes care of itself.
So you're just trying to make good vibes for everybody so that they can go out and do their thing.
I want these girls to I want them to care about each other and care about that other person more than they care about themselves. Want that other person on your team to be the person that makes the winning putt and be there to celebrate with them, be there to pick them up when they don't win their match. You know, I think if I can get, you know, and not to say they haven't in the past, but I think more so than ever, I think that's what makes great teams in general. You look across team sports, it's the 12 working together. It's not necessarily me as the leader, but can I get the 12 of them to work together?
How cool.
So
I feel like that is...
I've been reading books and
Really? Are you
just
getting into the psychology of it?
a little bit, yeah, just trying to figure out how great teams operate and what the leader's role in that is and how you can help the girls be successful.
They say, everyone always says, like, the reason that Europe has been so good in Ryder Cups is because it's a very, like, communal society. And I feel like if you can get the teams to be more, you know, looking out for each other instead of so individualistic, it's got to help, right?
Right. Just, you know, I think we all want to be that person that has the winning putt, right?
Yes.
We all want to be that person, but, like, you know, you should want your teammate to have it.
Congratulations.
We don't have a trophy, but
No. You can have some Nutella from the range as
there
your
you
prize.
go. I think I still hit it too hard.
No.
It's hard to believe that goes right.
Everything looks like it's moving the other way. Tricks. Is it gonna get down there?
That's so fast.
It's real quick.
Really fast.
Jeez. It seems like there's a lot of really good golf in Texas.
Yeah, Texas golf, it's just different. Like, it's not as glamorous, I would say, Texas golf than like other places, but it's just, it's good golf though. I mean, you got these short trees and like, you know, it's just not
There's
that
a lot to
lush
think about.
green like a
True.
desert golf, you know.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
just, it's very different, but.
So when you're putting together teams and matches and everything for Solheim Cup, do you have like your own captain's formula for how you do it? Are you gonna like go by personalities?
Still figuring that out, but I guess a push that I've made this time is I've got an actual stats team on board to help us. Kind of went outside of the budget, and it was just something that I thought the Ryder Cup teams have used it the last 3 Ryder Cups they've played.
Okay.
But it'll spit out, you know, projections of who's gonna make the team to then who would play well together. So like in theory, you don't want people that birdie the same hole to play together.
So it
best
could
ball.
be somebody who hits a really long ball paired with somebody who maybe doesn't.
And it could be different based on the golf course as well.
Very
If it's reachable par 5s, if it's short holes, long holes,
Wow.
it's gonna be different. So
That's so
it was kind of
interesting.
something that I wanted to bring into this. And
Do you do stats like that for yourself?
yeah, now that we actually have some stats to dive into.
That's new, yeah.
Yeah, it's been new. So by the time we get to Solheim Cup next September, we'll have 2 full years of data to be able to really learn from. So this hole goes straight to the right, but this creek runs all the way up there. So you just kind of want to just go, there's like a dead tree, you just kind of want to go straight down there.
Okay. Perfect.
There you go. A little bullet.
Yeah,
It's gonna run forever.
kind of like that. this guy might get to stay in the bag.
There you go.
You're not really a new mom. I think
No.
you've had some time to kind of, you've been back on tour since you've had her, you've won since you've had her. So how does it work being a mom on the LPGA Tour? Does the tour provide you guys help, and how does it work?
So the tour provides daycare.
Cool.
Once you have the kid, obviously, and we have a maternity policy where you you get tournaments based on like how many you miss while you're pregnant type thing, and now we've changed it. Since I had Chesney, you can have up to, I think, 2 years after you have the kid to like, so you can, if you don't want to come back right away, you don't have to basically. So we've changed. That part has been a great change, I think, because a lot of times it forced you to come back too early when, you know, you're not ready for it. But then, like, sponsorship wise, the one thing that I would like to see change is actually written into contracts with sponsors of a maternity policy
not
in
being
a way.
Punished.
Yeah,
Makes
because
sense.
you know, you have a minimum number of tournaments you're supposed to play. Say it's 20, you only play 10 because you're pregnant. Well, I mean, that's a lost income, and so a lot of times girls don't have families because of that.
Totally.
And I don't like that you have to make that choice, you know. And so luckily my sponsor KPMG, they kind of went first with it, and they said we're going to pay you, and I think all my other sponsors followed suit. So but I would like to see it, like, let's write it in a contract where it doesn't just come down to
protect
somebody
people.
being nice,
Of
you
course.
know.
And I mean, you're thinking about so many things when you're planning for a family. Do you really want to be thinking about that as well?
Well, and I did. I mean, I thought about, like, financially, would we be okay if we, you know, I take this time off, or, you know, when I come back, what if I'm not playing? I don't play as good.
Yeah.
And my career's done, you know? And so you think about that.
Of course.
Which is crazy, but you do. I mean, I was nervous to tell my sponsors I was pregnant.
Yeah. It's like Serena Williams said, like, unfortunately, the burden of raising a family falls on you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. So, but, you know, my husband, fortunately for us, you know, my husband has a great job, and, like, you know, he has the health insurance, which is awesome. You know, that's another thing for professional golfers, especially on our tour. You know, you're not given anything by the LPGA Tour. We don't have anything, and we're working on it, but that's another issue of having a family.
So stressful.
Is the health insurance of taking care of your child and the cost of having a kid. So, you know, there's a lot of things that play into it, but, you know, I feel like I was very lucky in what I had set up, and we've created some change. You know, the USGA changed their maternity policy, the RNA did, you know, so they're listening, and they want to make it more accommodating for
That's
us.
so cool that you're leading all this change to make it better for the people who come after you.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
I feel more confident in the role that I'm in now of just, I am a leader on the tour, and people are looking and they're watching what you're doing, and I see it now more than ever with this younger generation. They're watching, they're paying attention, and that's what, when I came on tour, I watched these other players, I watched what they did, I watched them, you know, lead our tour through a very controversial commissioner change and kind of all that went into that. And so, like, I just learned by watching, and now it's my turn, and you know, just things that are kind of near and dear to my heart, things that I believe in, and empowering women and giving women more opportunities. You know, I've been given this platform and need to use it. 162 downwind.
It's a big hole.
Yeah, downwind. So do you think about shot shape when you are picking a club?
Yeah, so I am not, like, really a worker of the ball.
Yeah.
But I do pay attention to it with wind, because I tend to hit a draw. So, like, downwind is going to knock it down even more.
Right.
And it's going to roll out for days.
Yeah.
So this is one where I would probably try to not turn it over, and just hit, like, a really safe shot out to the right.
Interesting.
What would you do?
I would say to go with a shorter club and hit it harder and turn it with the wind.
And maybe get it up a little higher.
And get up in the air.
Yeah. So this is like 160 something?
Because if I try to hit a little one, it's going to hit and run for days, right? Because it's downwind.
No spin.
Yeah. So this is like 62. So, I mean, if I can take probably 7-iron for me and turn it, get it turning and kind of get it going on the wind a little bit,
So
I think it's going to land softer than trying to hit a little shot.
Are you trying to take this over that little gully hole?
Yeah, I would go I would try to say my finish line would be to the right of it.
Yeah.
And then if it turns too much, it's going to go far.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be safe as well.
Yep.
Right?
Pure. Yeah.
Close,
Yeah.
but I felt like that shot was going to be, that was worth the risk.
That's the better of the two options,
exactly,
right?
yeah. Perfect.
Take that.
Good shot.
Ooh, the wind died down a little bit.
It did.
Just for me. So a lot of people ask me, how did my dad make me want to play golf? And I think when you have a little kid, all you want is for them to play golf with you, right? But then you don't want to burn them out or make them hate it. So what's your strategy?
Just to let her have fun with it. Let her ride around the cart. You know, she's going to know how to play. I mean, she's going to be around it so much. I mean,
she's got 2 parents who know how to play.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's going to be around golf so much. She's going to know how to play. Whether she takes to her or not, I mean, that's on her. But I want her to be in some sort of sport. You know, I think you can learn so much by playing sports and team sports especially. So, I mean, I want her to do everything. And if it turns out to be golf, then that's great. But just got to let her have fun with it right now. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started, it was just me like building sandcastles in the bunker while my dad was practicing.
Exactly.
So I feel like if you make the kid do it, it's probably a good way to never let them play again.
Right. Yeah. I mean, she's 4. Like, she doesn't stay doing anything very long. So.
Yeah. It's always funny to me when people will say, "Yeah, I started playing when I was 3," and I'm like. But were you though, or were you just like flinging stuff?
Yeah, just throwing clubs around, and but like I've always wanted her to be a part of my career too, because I think I want her to know what I do and not be an afterthought of I finished playing golf and then I have kids. You know, she's being around all the other girls that play and just strong women and very confident women. I think you know, kids learn a lot by watching, so. The more she's around that, I think the better it is, you know. So she's as competitive as they come already. Wants to win at anything and hates to lose, which I think is great. But just, I mean, you ask her who her friends are, she's going to tell you it's Nellie and Jess and Megan Kang and Allie McDonald. I mean, those are her 4 favorite people right now. So, you know, and it's good for them too to see, you know. They need to be good role models for other people, and you know, not just you don't get so caught up in yourself, and
also for them to see like that you can come back and play golf very well again. It's not going to be the end of your career to have a kid if you don't want it to be. Yeah,
and they've said that to me. Just they admire how much that I've done and continue to do after having her, and just that it's possible.
It's not a given.
Yes, it's not a given. You got to work hard, but but it is possible.
Very cool.
Ooh, it's fast. Good speed.
Real quick. Okay, rapid fire time. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, favorite food?
Burger and fries.
Really? That's very American. So classic.
Sorry.
What do you get on your burger?
Just nothing crazy. Just cheeseburger.
Plain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
That's not very Texas of you. Maybe bacon.
I know, barbecue. I mean, Texas, I love barbecue in Texas too.
Okay.
But if I had, especially when I've been out of the country a lot and I come home, I'm like, I need a good burger and fries.
Fair. Okay, least favorite food. Is there something you will never eat?
No, I mean, I've had some pretty strange things over the years. I mean, being in Japan and squid ink and mussels and just different things like that. You eat a lot when you travel, so I'm usually willing to try stuff, but
just once.
That's it.
Okay, favorite, if you had to pick one golf course to play for the rest of your life, which one do you think it would be?
Old Course St. Andrews.
Okay,
Easy.
You play good there.
Easy, yes.
Do you have a favorite shot like of your career that's maybe the most memorable?
Man, mainly putts, I would say.
Okay.
One in a putt when after having Chesney in Scotland, made about a 20-footer to win in the playoff. That was pretty cool. First win at the then Kraft Nabisco, 17th hole, make this big, huge breaking putt for par. Was pretty. That was just kind of a cool moment because I was super nervous and just things weren't going my way, and then all of a sudden you make this big, crazy putt. There was a putt in Japan. Shot 63 the final round to come from 7 back to win.
Wow.
Made this big breaker on the last hole.
Fun.
I'd say shot though, full swing shot would be 17 road hole St. Andrews, 2013 British Open. Hit a 5-iron in there to about 3.5 feet.
Love that.
Birdied the last 2 holes to win by 2.
Awesome. Is there someone who stands out to you over the years as someone who you were just so impressed? Like, who's the best competitor you've ever played with?
I think the best golf I've ever seen was Yanni.
Yeah.
Back in like 2010 and 2011. I mean, at that time, that was before everybody kind of started hitting it so far, and she hit it further than everybody. Her wedges were so good. She putted it great. Was by far the best golf I've ever seen.
Cool.
And I'd say best competitor is probably Inby Park. Just never showed a lot of emotion, and she relied on her putting and would roll everything in. And it was just, you never like felt comfortable with the lead. You always felt like she was always going to come back on you. Like, it was just somebody that was always there, I guess,
Okay.
and never let the emotions of it get to her.
That's cool.
So.
Yeah, she's very she kind of just smiles all the time. Mm-hmm.
But she's super competitive. Like,
yeah. That's cool. You can't even tell.
You can see, I've seen times where she'll get frustrated or something, and it kind of catches you off guard. But
you're like, whoa.
But you can tell it means, I've always said, like, get frustrated, you get mad, like, that means it means something to you, right? Like, I'm okay. I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, it's okay. Like, it matters.
Yeah.
And they just need to learn how to reel it in so it doesn't affect the next one.
Yeah, don't get negative.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. You think of all the great players, Nicholas, Tiger, Lorena, like, they got mad.
Yeah.
And you saw it at times.
How can you not?
Exactly. But I think that's what made them great. You take that out, they're not going to be the players that they are.
My tendency last year, it just seemed like instead of getting mad and letting it get me fired up, I was getting negative and then being like, nothing's going my way. Mm-hmm. I don't even want to be here anymore. And instead of just being like, okay, let's do something about it, we got negative. And Jordan Spieth was saying that about Tiger. He said when he plays with him, Jordan tends to get negative and it doesn't help. But he would see Tiger gets pissed, but he doesn't turn negative. He turns it into something else. So that's been huge for me. That's
and I kind of learned too over time is like, you're only allowed to get mad if you know what you did wrong, and if it's something that was in your control.
Yeah.
So get mad if you didn't fully commit to that shot. Get mad at yourself. You should be mad, but don't get mad when the wind catches it and knocks it down.
Hit a rock or something.
Yeah, or say it bounces into a bunker, or you get a bad bounce. Like, you can't get mad at that stuff. Like, that's the result. Get mad at, I didn't do the process right.
That's great advice.
For
sure.
And if you didn't know what you did wrong with that golf swing, you can't get mad. That's why I tell people all the time. So learn your golf swing, know how to fix it on the golf course.
Makes a lot of sense.
So, all right, let's see if we can hit a better shot here.
Sounded really good.
It's dropping.
Ooh.
There we go.
Very nice.
Thank you. You guys don't want to hit now? Okay. You're good now?
Where'd you guys go?
You can go.
Maybe go a little?
Go a little? Yeah. Good shot.
Okay.
Nice.
Take it. Obviously, you're a very clutch player. And I think a lot of amateurs wish that they could do things in the moment when it matters, right? And for them, it's like taking money off of their buddy or whatever.
Yeah.
But I know that a lot of that comes from experience and you being in those situations a lot. So maybe that is not something that amateurs can hold on to. But is there like a process that you feel has made it easier for you to do it over and over again under pressure?
The practice does that, ultimately. But it's also, every shot counts the same, right? So whether it happens on the last hole or whether it happens on the first hole, like, they all matter. So it's treating every shot as the same, having the same intensity for your opening tee shot as you've got for the one on 18, and that becomes part of your routine. So that routine never changes, no matter what the shot means or what it's for. The hardest part about making like a 5-footer sometimes is what it's for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 5-footer. How many have you hit in your practice in your lifetime, right? I mean, you could sit there and make 100 5-footers in a row, but all of a sudden, oh, this 5-footer is to win a tournament.
This one's different.
So we treat it differently,
Yeah.
but it's like, it's not, it's 5 feet.
Makes sense.
So it's like sometimes when you get under pressure, you imagine yourself at your home golf course on your putting green, just hitting 5-footers like
before.
you've done it your whole life, you know, like it's, so that's why, I mean, I just try to treat every shot the same, and it comes across as intense, it comes across that maybe I don't look like I'm having fun, but like that's my process, and that's what's made me successful. So, I don't know. Just gotta, I mean, the routine's important in golf, but it can't be so much of a routine that if something happens, like it throws you off, you know, but a routine's important under pressure, because your body's gonna already know what to do.
Makes sense. We need it.
Okay,
Great shot, by the way.
thank you.
There we go.
There we go. I won, I win 12 times in college. I mean, like every time you do something like that prepares you for the next level. I mean, that's why I tell a lot of girls coming out of school, they maybe won one college event and had a bunch of top 10s, whatever it is. Why are you leaving early? Go win, go dominate. You learn how to win with your best golf and your worst golf and anywhere in between. See it as an experience to grow and to get better, not just this is life or death.
Yes.
You know, this determines what happens to me next year. Like, this is an opportunity for you to learn and grow and get better, and see it as a big, long process versus, you know, everybody wants to be great right now, but it takes time to get to that level.